Hi everyone. Today I'm going to draw an Impala. I always start with blocking in the general shape of the head. When I do these first steps, I kind of think of the head and the neck and the ears and everything in terms of shapes. Like the nose is a cone, the head is a box or a circle, ears are triangles. And I just blob them in as shapes, and then I can erase around them to make the shapes more defined and look more like what they're supposed to. And now I'm taking a darker orange color and I'm blocking in the shadow under the neck, and I'm going to use that same color for the shadow of the eyes as well as the horns. Keep things very simple and like to use the same colors, and then I'll color pick in between the blended areas to blend them together even more. So just keep drawing out the horns there. They can be kind of rough right now because we'll fix them. Clean them up just a little bit though. Now using that same color, I'm going to place in the darker fur marking on the nose that I see in my reference. And I'm going to use some of that same color to shade in some of the shadows under the ears. And now I'm going to use that same color as well to draw in the nose. As well as the mouth. Now I'm taking a light beige color and painting in the lighter fur. And I'm going to use that same color inside the ears. Just defining the edge of that ear a little bit better and reshaping it. And now I am going to take a even darker orange, almost brown, and I'm going to line in the edge of the eyes. And then I'm going to fill that in with a little bit of reflection from the fur color. Now we're going to take that light beige color and put that over the eyes as well. Blend that up to the edge of the ears. And same thing on the other side. Now I'm just darkening the nose up a little bit with the darker color I used around the edges of the eyes. Putting that on the mouth too. Now I'm taking the lighter fur color and outlining the edges of the nose, fading it out. I'm just going off the reference for this, obviously. And same thing with the lighter color under the eyes. I forgot to show it, but I also added on some dark at the corner of the eye too later. And just put that on the side of the cheek as well. Fade it out. And adding a little bit of white to the bottom of the neck there, because the white does extend a little bit onto the neck. I'm just darkening that color on the nose a little bit, around where the crease of the eyes is, the bridge of the nose, just blending it in, and onto in between the horns as well, and the tips of the ears, fading it in to the white inside the ears as well. Now I'm taking that same dark color and I'm extending it up the horns. Very conscious of where I place that dark shading based on where the light is coming from. so just make sure you're paying attention to your reference. Now I'm taking a light lavender pink color and putting in little rectangles for the light coming from the right onto the horns. The horns have little ridges based off of the reference I'm going off of. So I'm leaving empty space where those ridges will be, and then I'm adding in that dark brown color for the ridges. Now I'm taking a deeper, more blue purple. I'm adding that to the other side of the horns for the light coming from the left direction. I'm blending that in. I'm taking that same purple and blending it into the lavender so that that fades into the horn a little bit more naturally. And then one more time taking that dark brown and filling in the creases here in between each horn ridge. And just going back and blending everything in a little bit. And now I'm taking that dark purple, and on the left side of each horn, I'm going to add the bumps for each ridge. And now the same thing on the other side of the horns, but with the brown that we used for the original color of the horns. Now I'm taking a very light pink, very close to white, but not white. And I'm adding in a very sharp reflection coming from the right side onto the horns and letting that bounce off the edges of the ridges as well. Doing that on the left horn as well. Coming from the right side, make sure you pay attention to your light source. Now we're just going back and smoothing out the neck and adding some lighter highlights, just taking your fur color and lightening that up and adding a little bit of yellow to it. Then I'm going to blend that here for the cheek. The light's coming from the right side more than the left, so you want to focus that on the right side. Then taking a more reddish, darker brown for the shadows on the fur, filling that in. And taking a brighter version of that beige and just highlighting from the light source. And using that same lighter color for the lighter fur inside the ear. And then darkening some of the details in the corners there. And now we're going to add some bright highlights, kind of a gold color. Just a few specks and dots here just to show the light shimmering off of the fur. Shading in the neck. Now we're going to define the eye a little bit more just to draw attention to it. Take a darker color than what you already had on there. Just blend it in. Line the edges. And use that same color to define the edges of the nose. And the mouth. This is just a final little cleanup just to make it look more complete. And as always, make sure you sign your artwork. I tend to forget to record that part of my videos, but it's very important. Sign your name. And I think that's about it for today, guys. If you like what you saw, please give me a like and subscribe, because I'm going to be doing these very often. Thanks for watching.